Good evening, welcome to another exciting edition of So Into Bourbon. Charlie, tonight I have a question for you.
Okay.
What good can come from a broken barrel?
Can spill bourbon all over you? Oh, it was rhetorical. Sorry, it's our intro.
All right, so Broken Barrel Whiskey Company.
New to me.
This is a non-producing distillery
Okay.
located in downtown Los Angeles, California.
Los Angeles?
So,
Bourbon capital of the world.
yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know about you, but when I think of
Downtown
great
Los
bourbon
Angeles.
and where it comes from, downtown Los Angeles isn't really where I would normally go.
Yeah. I'm going to assume, as a non-distilling producer, that they don't have a still down there.
No, they don't.
Oh.
So they source their bourbon and whiskey, at least for now, from Owensville Distilling Company in Owensboro. Did I say Owensville? Owensboro, Kentucky.
I just thought there was a new Owens place.
Yeah, so what they do, they source the whiskey,
Okay.
they have it shipped to them,
Okay.
they put it in a big metal tank,
A tote?
and then they break a bunch of barrels, and they take the broken staves and they add it to the whiskey, and they let it sit for a little while and see what happens. So it's a finished whiskey product.
I am unfamiliar. When I think finished bourbons or finished whiskeys, I think we dump our bourbon out and then we pour it into another vessel.
Yes, so typically you would put the whiskey into the barrel. What they do is put the barrel into the whiskey.
Which presents interesting opportunities when you think about it. Because their oak bill, they have a mash bill, which is
Nashville and an oak bill.
70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. Primo mash bill.
Yeah,
Like,
excited about that.
in our wheelhouse. Their oak bill is 40% of the staves are French oak, excellent. 40% are ex-bourbon, so you get a more of like a double oaked, and 20% are sherry cask. So really and truly,
We like that too, don't we?
I like all of those things. So this is one of those like mad scientist opportunities to get a little bit of character from, you know, the vanilla from the French oak,
Sure.
and the wine from the sherry and the double oaked.
And the idea behind that is that when you place the staves into the whiskey, there's so much more exposure, so you don't have to age it quite as long.
Right.
So this is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, which means
It is at least 2 years old, and it doesn't have an age statement on it, which means it is at least 4 years old or they're not in compliance. So if you go back and watch some of our shorts about what makes Kentucky or straight bourbon whiskey, it's got to be at least 2 years old. If it's under 4, it has to have an age statement. This does not have an age statement, so by the powers of deduction,
it
Glenn,
must be at least 4 years old.
must be at least 4 years old.
So this is a 115 proof cask strength bourbon.
Let's go.
Comes in somewhere between $40 and $50.
Okay, I'm excited.
I am too. Let's try it.
This is out of my wheelhouse. Really light color,
Very light color.
like shockingly light.
Yes, which tells me, since it's a cask strength bourbon, that it's not very old, right?
Well, maybe.
Through the powers of deduction.
Doesn't have much cling to the glass either.
No, it doesn't.
Woo!
Very corn forward, very alcohol forward.
Very corn forward.
Which is
For a 70% corn, 21 rye, and 9% malted barley.
yeah, but I would expect a little bit more complexity there on the nose,
I get it.
especially with the staves and the high rye mash bill and kind of a bit of a high malted barley mash bill too. Interesting.
I'm making my skeptical face.
Let's find out.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So, definitely corn forward. I'm getting surprisingly a lot of caramel up front. To me, doesn't have just that straight up candy corn that you would normally get from a young high corn mash bill. It's hot. It tastes young.
It's not very good. I never say.
He's being a little less diplomatic than I am.
I have, you know me. I always try. I typically don't come out and say that. It's not very good. There's not a lot to like about it. It is hot. I got to tell you, and this is one of those things. If you watch our episodes and you know anything about me, us, love transparency. Mm-hmm. I love people doing mad scientist stuff, rock the boat, put some cool product out. I'm really disappointed because I was what I was expecting from the mash bill, what I was expecting from the finishing, what I was expecting from what I assumed was the age of 4 years old. It's not very good. It's very corn forward. It's very hot. It is. Kudos to you for getting caramel out of that. It's not real good.
You know, it's interesting because usually my second sip is always better than the first.
The second sip was worse.
The second sip was a little worse.
And if you go back to the nose after drinking, all you get is that corn.
And I'm with you. I'm a little disappointed. I was kind of excited about this.
I'm not saying it's terrible.
No, it's definitely not terrible. It's definitely
it's not good.
Drinkable.
It's man,
for the $40 to $50 price point for barrel strength. It's not.
I made the comment, and I think I may have jinxed us when Glenn brought the bottle over, and I was handling the bottle. It's a beautiful bottle. The labeling is, top notch. It's embossed, and it's a beautiful bottle with this beautiful wooden cork, and I made the comment of typically the nicer the bottle, the worse the bourbon, and I think this is one of those cases.
Yeah, and once again, and I don't want to be too harsh. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, and Broken Barrel has some accolades. They won, and this isn't the only expression they have. You can get on their website and check out the others.
It's one bottle.
Yeah, they've won Best Finished Kentucky Bourbon by World Whiskey Awards, which I don't know who that is. Doesn't mean they're not legitimate. I just don't know who it is. San Francisco World Spirits Competition. We do know that. Gold medal there.
This bottle?
This distillery. Ascot Awards, Platinum winner. So, listen, don't let our review of this bottle keep you from trying out maybe some of their other expressions. I've heard decent things.
Just not that bottle. And this is one of those things that is so frustrating. Wasn't expecting to go in this direction, but I'm glad you bought it, not me. Because I would have purchased that bottle because I would have done what I do, is I would have picked it up in the liquor store and I would have said, oh, that's a beautiful bottle. And I would have looked at the mash bill and I would have said, oh man, I bet that's probably pretty good. And then I would have tasted it and I would have went, damn it. I think that's what I'm feeling now, is just that disappointment from what I thought it would be to what it is.
You know what though? That's one of the reasons why we exist, right? To save our viewers some money.
You know what?
We try it so you don't have to.
That's put so well. Well put,
but
sir.
Once again, I don't want to be too harsh. We've reviewed some more highly regarded bottles that were worse than this, in my opinion, that cost more than this.
I am just saying, for what I thought it would be to what it is, that's where my disappointment lies.
I agree.
That's all.
This will not prevent me from trying one of their other expressions.
When does drinking a subpar bottle of bourbon ever prevent me from drinking another subpar bottle?
And you
of
know
bourbon?
what? I will finish this bottle. We'll mix it. May make an old fashioned with it. It'll get drank.
They always do. They always do.
Rate it, Charlie.
No. 4.5. That's being polite.
I think that's a bit harsh. I will give it a 5.
How the turntables have turned. Usually it's Glenn being critical. Just that mash bill and the staves. I just don't. Do you get any French oak?
So
out of
here,
that?
okay.
We're going
You
back.
know what?
We're gonna argue.
I'm going to go back because you're right. I would expect
There's
much more complexity out of something that has been, if you're going to experiment, if you're going to use the staves and all that, I better taste some of that. And I don't.
Don't taste any sherry. I don't taste any of that. And I freaking love French oak, bro.
Yeah.
And I love double oaked. I don't know how many staves they put in there. 10, 4, 4, and 2. And
Or how long it was in
10
there.
minutes,
Like a day. I don't know.
Blip, dip. I don't know. Again, I'm being angry. I'm being critical. It's nothing personal. I'm just disappointed that I was really excited to try that. And this is one of those traps that bourbon people fall into, is they saved and they've got that bourbon money and they're going out and they're going to try that bottle and they're taking it to a bottle share or something. They buy that and they're really disappointed.
Well, and I was a bit skeptical to begin with. But I'll be honest, the power of marketing. They have a great Instagram account. They put out some cool videos and it created just enough, curiosity.
I am glad we tried it. Mm-hmm. I am glad we tried it. I am very upset. My disappointment is immeasurable and it has ruined my evening. I don't know if I'll be able to do our next episode.
That's not true.
No, it's not true. It's part of the game. It's part of it. I don't like it. You may be watching and be like, you may have this on your bar right now and be like, that's my favorite freaking bourbon. And that's what makes bourbon great.
I'll be honest, I kind of half expected it to not be good. It was a little bit better than I feared that it might. I had hopes that it would be good. I expected that it wouldn't. I feared that it would be really, really bad. And it was a little bit better than my fear. So that's why I'm giving it a 5. I can't argue with your 4.5.
I don't even know what you just said, man. So, anyways, follow us, like and subscribe on the YouTube.
Absolutely. Check out TikTok, Whiskey Realtor.
That's Glenn's. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And Glenn, since I murdered the last one, you tell the nice people what to do.
Keep your wallets loose.
And your bungholes tight. Good night, everybody. That was a good episode. I loved that episode. Angry Charlie came out. I loved it. Do you want to finish yours?
No. I feel really bad.
Did you just want me to be quiet? Don't do that thing. You're getting frustrated and you're getting down on yourself. Well, hook them in the thing.
Hook them horns. What idiot built this house? Just kidding, Michael.
Are you implying that it should have one of those rich people pull-out trash cans? Oh. Thanks.
Do I need to re-pour?
Why?
Because you just snot all up in our bourbon.
I sneezed this way. What's the deal with finished bourbon?
What's the deal with staves?
Can you explain it to me? Quiet, please!
The outside is the inside.
Well, but only on the inside, the outside. So, that's interesting. Do you think they clean the outside first?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Don't make that face. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
And the alcohol would kill anything, right?
I mean, if it's... Anyways, this is recording. All right, do you have 2 closings today?
No.
Try harder. Man, I was born ready. I just make shit up as we go along.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go.